Alright guys, what's going on? Filthy Miata is the channel, Ryan is the name. So, I decided to go ahead and bring the lip indoors and continue with the stitching process because, you know, obviously it's dark and it seems like it might rain. So, instead of dealing with any of that, sit inside nice and cozy and continue with the zip tie stitching. So I already put a couple in here. You guys could see that. I know the lighting isn't that great, but I put a couple in there just to see how it looked. And I went with that cross pattern because, you know, you could either do the cross pattern where it looks like those, you know, old school stitching. Well, I guess that's the only way to stitch, but you know, that classic Frankenstein look where you have a cut or a line and then you just have the stitches that go parallel with each other, or you could do the cross pattern. And I'm gonna put a couple of these in here to see if I could just give you an idea of what I mean. Alright, so these ones obviously are the cross pattern. I already tightened those down and everything. And then if you could see these right here, I know the lighting is really bad in here, but let me see. Get some light from my phone. Alright, you see those ones that are just straight across, you could do that. There you go. These two at the end over here where this finger is, you could see they're straight across. I just think, first of all, it would take probably, no, actually it wouldn't take any more zip ties, but just the look of the cross pattern to me just looks way better. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Once again, Harbor Freight, big bag of zip ties for a couple bucks. I mean, you could probably, and these ones are long. I mean, I would suggest getting shorter zip ties because these are pretty long. And if you look on the back of this, you could tell that, first of all, you could tell I started painting it white, but the white just wasn't sticking. You could tell it was just like super runny, but you could tell that these are pretty long in the back, so I'm gonna have to clip a lot of this off, but it's all good. So try to get a good angle that you guys could see. So pretty much all I'm doing is feeding a zip tie through one of the holes and then taking it over diagonally and then feeding it in to the hole that's diagonal from your starting point, and then you pull it through and just make sure you have it the right way so when you go to zip tie it, that it actually clicks in and the zip ties lock. Because if you try to put it in backwards, you could pull the zip tie through, but you won't hear that click like that. Like, you'll just pull it through and it won't lock, so it'll just be able to slide right back out. So you get that, you want to try to get it as snug as possible. Try to get as much slack out as you can. And pretty much once it doesn't click anymore, you should be good to go and move on to the next zip tie. And one thing I noticed when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you get the crack flush so it looks like it's sealed, because if you have the one side up higher than the other side and you zip tie it down, then it's gonna be all funky looking. So the whole idea is just to have it zip tied, stitched together as flush as possible. So even though it's haggard, which there's nothing wrong with that, but you want to just try to keep it flush, so the material isn't overlapping itself. And that's good like that. So as you can see, got a couple of these in already. And I know it's hard to see the black on black. And I was going to do red zip ties because my car is red, but I figure since I already painted this and the black on black, it'll just be more stealth look and it'd be harder to tell that there was anything there to begin with. So I am A-okay with that. Now, one thing that I did notice when drilling, I didn't file or cut anything on the back side. I don't know if you could tell, but a lot of the holes where I drilled through, there's still kind of plastic covering those holes. So as I go along, I'm just gonna kind of have to break these little ends off just to get the zip tie in there nice and snug. And pretty much I would say, like, you could do, like, when you do the zip ties, I'm trying to keep it all the same pattern. So the first zip tie I'm putting through is going in at this diagonal angle, and then the one going over that is gonna cross over. So I'm just trying to keep that same pattern as I go through this. And I'm not gonna sit here and bore you guys too much with all this, because I mean, it's the same thing. It's, you know, zip tie in one hole, out the other hole, and then just fasten it down and repeat. And I still have quite a ways to go, so I'm pretty sure you guys got the idea of how this is gonna go. So I'm gonna do a couple more of these and then end the video, and then I am going to upload this video and then go ahead and record the reinstallation and then let you guys see it in daylight before I put it back on the car, and then you guys will be able to see it back on the car, and just do a little talk about the overall results on how it looks, and yeah, go from there. So if this has helped out in any way, or you guys just like this content, go ahead and leave a like, hit that subscribe button so you know when to catch future videos. Keep updated on that, and go ahead and leave comments. I would love to, you know, read some comments and answer back to you guys, even if it's something like, hey, you know, you should have done this way, or why'd you do it like that, or any, you know, questions or comments, concerns, anything else, anything like that. Just go ahead and leave them down in the comment section, and I will be glad to get back to you on that. So until tomorrow's video, I'll catch you guys later, and thanks for stopping by and checking out the content.